Democrats have accused Comey of a double standard, speaking publicly about the Clinton investigation pre-election while saying almost nothing about Russia's attempts to help Mr. Trump. But they've been reluctant, Vlad and Christine, to call on Comey to step down because they're worried about who Mr. Trump might choose to replace him.
So, Nancy, how significant is the Intelligence Committee's investigation of Russian interference with the U.S. election? I mean, what are the possible implications going forward?
Well, this is an investigation that they've already promised would take place. The significance of what they are saying now is that you've got Republicans and Democrats on the same page on that committee saying that they will go to whatever length they need to investigate what happened here, even if it means subpoenaing current or future government officials, because we're about to see a changeover in just about a week. They want to talk to Obama officials and to Trump officials to try to figure out exactly what happened. But this is also an attempt to prevent this investigation from going elsewhere. There are some Republicans and Democrats who have called for some kind of bipartisan commission separate from the intelligence committees to look overall at Russia's attempts to influence the election, to hack American businesses and political institutions. But what the intelligence committee is saying now is back off. We've got control. We know what we're doing, and we've already been investigating Russian activity for a long time.
Nancy, you reported that several Democrats were actually furious with Comey after Friday's meeting. So what brought this to such a fever pitch, and did they describe what was most troublesome to them?
I think there were a couple of things, Christine. First of all, there was that confrontation with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, where they felt that the FBI director really had no good answer for her when she pushed him again and again to explain why he or some other official at the FBI had not contacted her directly. Why were they only speaking to this low-ranking IT assistant for all those months? And she kept pushing him, and at first he tried to sort of push her off and say, well, let's have a one-on-one meeting about this to discuss this. We don't need to talk about it now. But she kept pushing, and eventually he acknowledged, no, we didn't call you directly. And so that's one thing that frustrates Democrats. The other thing that really frustrates Democrats, especially as they learn more about how much the government and the intelligence community knew about Russia's activities before Election Day, you know, they say, why was Director Comey coming out and speaking so publicly about the Clinton investigation? Why was he reopening that investigation and informing Congress 10 days before Election Day, only to go ahead and then close it again 2 days before Election Day, if he knew simultaneously that this investigation into Russia's involvement trying to help Donald Trump was going on at the same time? They find that to be incredibly unfair. And even before they knew all the details of Russia's hacking, they really felt that James Comey's actions had a direct impact on the results of this election.
Nancy, how significant is the message of Congressman John Lewis, who's a civil rights icon, sending this message, his goal of boycotting the inauguration, saying that he doesn't believe that Donald Trump's presidency is legitimate? Clearly, someone who's been in the arena as long as Congressman Lewis is perhaps presumably not so worried about repercussions from Republicans or even the president-elect himself once he gets onto Twitter.
I think it's pretty significant, Vlad, for a couple of reasons. First of all, as you point out, he is a civil rights icon. He is well known. He has an outsized stature here on Capitol Hill. He's well respected. But beyond that, before now, Democrats have been very careful, no matter what else they say about Donald Trump or about his statements or about his choices. They always are careful to say, but we do believe that he is the legitimate winner of this election. He is going to be president. We need to respect the outcome of the election. Now you've got a high-profile Democrat saying, actually, I don't respect the outcome of the election. I don't think he's legitimate. And that kind of creates an environment where other Democrats who maybe wanted to go that far but were reluctant to do so can now follow in his footsteps and feel that they have some cover. And what we'll be watching over the next week is, you now have got almost a dozen Democratic lawmakers who have said they're going to essentially boycott the inauguration. Will we see that number go up substantially after John Lewis's comments?
Nancy Cordes for us on Capitol Hill tonight. Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.